Hey ladies, or maybe even gentlemen, you're most likely here because you've been thinking about becoming a flight attendant and you have some questions. So, welcome, first of all. My name is Shin. This is different from the kind of content that I usually put on my YouTube channel. I usually do natural hair and wigs and stuff like that. But if you came here because you follow me on Instagram, or if you're if you're interested in more stuff flight attendant related, you can follow me on Instagram because I post a lot more stuff about my lifestyle as a flight attendant on there. But I always get a ton of questions, which I love and I totally welcome, about being a flight attendant and how I became a flight attendant and is it hard and this and that. So I figured I would just do a video on those questions. So, frequently asked questions. So I wrote some of them down. So if I'm looking down, that's why. Being a flight attendant. Okay. The first question I always get asked is, how did you become a flight attendant? I really just went and applied. Like, you just kind of have to know who's hiring and when. And I have a great resource for you guys. Down below is a link to a website that lists all of the airlines, and it tells you when they're hiring. And it has the link to go to the application right there. So it's a great resource. But like I said, I just went and applied. Like, I didn't do anything special. Don't go to Flight Attendant Academy. It's not necessary. Like, 97% of the people in my ground school class had never been a flight attendant before, never had any experience being a flight attendant or working in the airline industry. They all had just applied. Two of the people had been flight attendants before for another company, and the one girl had gone to the Flight Attendant Academy, and she even said herself that it was a waste. Like, there was just no need for her to do it. So I'm telling y'all, don't waste your money on that. Just apply. And the one thing I will say that you should have on your resume is customer service experience, because this is a customer facing business. We deal with customers all day long. That is the livelihood of the airline industry. So they want to see that you have customer service experience. And you need to be 18, at least 18. And that's pretty much it. You just have to be physically able to do the job, be 18, and have some customer service experience. And just try to make your resume look as appealing as possible. Gear it towards the airline industry as much as you can. It's all about wording and how you build your resume. So I would say, if anything, spend money on a professional to help you get a really good resume going if you can't do it yourself, because that's all they have to go off your first impression is your resume, really, because they get thousands and thousands of applicants. Every airline gets thousands of applicants. So the better you can make your resume look, the better off you will be. And then if you do get that face-to-face interview, dress like a flight attendant, smile a lot, you know what I'm saying? Be full of energy, be upbeat, know stuff about the company that you're interviewing with. Have some examples of tough customer service experiences and how you handle them and things like that. But really, you just have to apply as much as you can. There is no special sauce. There is no special voodoo magic you can do. Just apply. But check out that resource down below. You can see everyone that's hiring. A recommendation that I would have, if you're having a hard time getting hired with a mainline carrier, try a regional carrier. I didn't know anything about regional carriers until I got into the airline industry, but there's lots of carriers out there that fly like the planes that hold like 80 passengers, that contract with the big carriers like United, Delta, American, and they contract with them to fly those flights. And sometimes it is easier to get in with a regional carrier because they just don't have as many applicants. That's a big thing, you know. So it's easier to get on with one of those. And then once you have your foot in the door and you gain that experience and you can see if you like this lifestyle or not, then you can apply to the mainline carriers. And mainline, when I say that, I'm talking about, you know, American, United, Delta, Southwest. Those are considered mainline. You can then apply to the mainline carriers once you have that experience under your belt. So that's just a suggestion, because then that will boost your resume and they'll see, okay, this person already has experience, they know kind of what they're doing, they're familiar with this lifestyle, etc., etc. Okay, I get asked a lot, do I fly free? Yes, I fly free. I fly anywhere in the world that I want to go for free or for a very, very small price. So anywhere domestic, I fly free. 100% free. If I want to go international, we do still have to pay taxes. But y'all, I'm talking about, I went to Italy and I paid like $74 because my family and friends fly free. Can I get my whole crew on, my whole squad, can we all fly free? No. But your parents will fly free. Your spouse or domestic partner will fly free. Some airlines offer registered guest spots, so you know, you can get your, you know, as long as your siblings are over 18, you can get your siblings on, or whoever, your best friend, whoever. It doesn't have to be blood related for the registered guest spots. Some airlines offer buddy passes, so you can get up to 16 one-way passes a year, and each, you know, it's up for blah, 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 blah. You can give them to anyone, basically, is what I'm trying to say. You get 16 one-way passes you can give to anyone. So every airline is different. It depends on who you're flying for. But like I said, you will fly free, your parents will fly free, your husband, your wife, your children will fly free. Guaranteed. And then the rest just depends on how many registered guest spots the airline offers or how many buddy passes you can get, etc. But trust me, even when you get them spots, you're not going to be trying to give them to everybody, because everybody and their mama will come out of the woodwork all of a sudden trying to fly free. People you haven't talked to since the day you were born will want benefits. So you'll start getting real selective.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Another question. Have you been all over the world yet? No. I barely have time to travel, and that's the thing you will find when you start working. It seems like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna work and then I'm just gonna be flying everywhere and traveling the world. Yes and no. The great thing is that a lot of times our lifestyle is very, very flexible, and we can manipulate our schedules and get the days off you want and stuff like that. A lot of times when you're traveling international, you know, you want to have a nice little chunk of time, at least 4 or 5 days off. But you just have to get creative. Like, sometimes you can't plan to go somewhere for a whole vacation type thing. You know, maybe you just want to go to Rio for Carnival, or, you know what I'm saying, you want to go somewhere, you want to go wherever, to Japan, to their big theme park they have or whatever. Like, sometimes you may just want to do destination things and go someplace for something specific and then keep it moving, because you're not going to always be able to have all this time off to travel internationally, and it does take a year to accrue your vacation time. So you just have to get creative. Do you get to pick your base? No, you do not get to pick where you are based. The company picks for you, and you suck it up and you ride it out. Typically, it's about towards the end of ground school, they will assign your base. And typically though, when a company is hiring, they'll say where they're hiring for. So if you want to be based in LA and right now they're hiring for New York and Miami and Chicago, you may not want to apply until they're hiring for the base you want to be in, because you will get one of the bases they're hiring for, and you may or may not be able to transfer out to the base you want. A lot of times the bases on the West Coast, because the weather is nice and it's warm all the time, those are typically very senior bases. Everything in the airline industry is seniority based. So the longer you've been there, the more pull you have, the more you get what you want. Yeah, you don't get to pick your base. You know, a lot of times once you're at the company, you can transfer into another base when spots open up. But you don't want to you don't want to live your life based on that, because there is no guarantees when it comes to that stuff. What is reserve? So when I'm always talking like, oh, I'm on reserve, oh, I'm on reserve, oh, I don't know where I'm going to be because I'm on reserve. Being on reserve is like basically being on call. So you're basically like backup. If someone calls off or gets sick and they can't work their trip, they call you. Any trips that weren't assigned to flight attendants that are more senior, that can hold a schedule or hold a line is what we call it. They'll be in an open time pot, and then those trips get assigned to you. So, or you can pick those trips or whatever, but basically you're on call. And I can do a whole video on being on reserve because there's so much information about it. But basically you're on call. So when you start off, expect to be on call. You're not gonna get, you know, a schedule right away. You're not gonna be flying those bomb, you know, like Bahamas and Puerto Rico and all this on your first week. Just no. Expect to get the bottom of the bottom. Once again, it is seniority based. You have to put your work in this industry to get the good trips, to be able to hold a line and all of that. So just expect to be on reserve. And I'm gonna be honest, some of the mainline carriers, you'll be on reserve for years. So prepare yourself for that. This is not, you start the company and then after 6 months you have a line and you're flying to all these fabulous places. No, you might get some cool overnights. You know, I'm not gonna lie, like it could happen, but just, it's not the norm. So don't go in expecting it. Like I said, you have to put your time in. That's just the nature of this airline beast, honey. And then last but not least, this is not so much a question, but people just automatically always assume that flight attendants share rooms on overnights. No, honey, I didn't just work a 12 or 14-hour duty day to go and share a room with some stranger and not be able to have my peace of mind and kick my feet up and walk around naked or do whatever I want to do. No, we do not share rooms on overnight. Everyone gets their own room. So if you're worried about, oh, I don't want to do it because I don't want to share a space with someone else, no, you get your own room. You get your own room. I just think it's so funny that people automatically assume that like we have to share rooms or something, like this is college. No. But anyway, I'm going to end this video here because this is about to be super long. But if you have any other questions, please drop them in the comment box down below. I would love to hear from you guys, and I would love to answer anything else you guys want to know. Stay tuned for more videos because I most likely will be doing videos on just any and everything there is to know. There's just so much to know. I know for me, this is like a dream job. I've always wanted to be a flight attendant, and for the longest I couldn't figure out how to get in. I didn't know anything about being a flight attendant. You just think flight attendant and you just think like glamorous and you travel the world and you just have all this fun. And I know that a lot of people feel that exact same way, but don't know where to start or don't know what to do or don't know or have a bunch of questions. And I just want to be that person that can answer them for you and maybe give you a little bit of insight that someone else couldn't give you. So yes, stay tuned and I will talk to y'all soon. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Instagram if you want to follow my daily adventures as a flight attendant. I usually post pictures and Instagram stories or Snapchat stories. You can follow me on Snapchat too, honey. So yes, it's been real and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.